Welcome to the regular city commission meeting for Tuesday, September 16th. Would you all stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Yep.
We going to have a roll call?
Commissioner Martin,
Here.
Commissioner Vogt,
Here?
Commissioner Wilson,
Here.
Commissioner Terry,
Here.
Mayor Fess is absent this evening.
We need a motion to excuse,
I move we excuse Lucy from tonight's meeting.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
The mayor is excused. Okay, we have a proclamation for National Preparedness Month, and our city attorney, Stacy Wall, is going to accept this. National Preparedness Month. Whereas National Preparedness Month is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Ready Campaign, and the Citizens Corps. National Preparedness Month is held every September, and its purpose is to encourage Americans to prepare for emergencies that can occur in their homes, businesses, and communities for any type of emergency, including natural disasters and potential terrorist attacks. And whereas investing in the preparedness of ourselves, our families, businesses, and communities can reduce fatalities and economic devastation in our communities and in our nation. And whereas the Ohio Department of Public Safety Emergency Management Agency also promotes public awareness by reminding all Ohioans to take time to coordinate simple steps to prepare for emergencies, including getting an emergency supply kit, making a family disaster plan, being informed about the types of incidents that can occur in their communities, both natural and man-made, and has issued a media release. Ohio EMA and Radio Ohio support National Preparedness Month. This September, be disaster aware. Take action to prepare, and whereas the Ready Campaign has established 4 universal building blocks of emergency preparedness. Be informed, make a plan, build a kit, and get involved. America's Prepare-a-thon is a new national community-based campaign for action that focuses on increasing emergency preparedness through hazard-specific drills, group discussions, and exercises, and emergency responders are encouraged to plan a national prepare-a-thon day. And whereas citizens are encouraged to review preparedness steps, participate in citizens preparedness activities, visit the websites of the Ready Campaign and campaign at www.readyohio.gov. www.ready.gov. Like the Ohio EMA Facebook page, and follow the Ohio EMA on Twitter at Ohio/EMA for tips on how to be informed, make a plan, build a kit, and get involved. Now, therefore, I, William Vogt, Vice Mayor of the City of Piqua, Ohio, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2014 as National Preparedness Month. And I call upon all Ohioans to recognize the importance of preparing for all potential disasters and emergencies by participating in an appropriate preparedness program and activities scheduled throughout the month of September. A witness whereof I hereunto set my hand and calls to be affixed the seal of the City of Piqua, Ohio, this 16th day of September 2014. And Stacy Wall is accepting this.
Thank you. I serve as the city's public information officer, so we really encourage everyone out there to go through their emergency planning and preparedness in their own home or their business. The city department heads and managers go through a lot of training year-round for emergency preparedness, but we need you to be prepared as well. So there's lots of information out there through the state and the national government at the websites that were given in the proclamation. And if you need any more information, you can always contact the city manager's office, the police department, or the law department regarding your safety and emergency preparedness. Thank you.
Okay, we got the preparedness month established, even though it was hard for me to read because I wasn't prepared. I'm not used to reading proclamations. Okay. First item on the agenda is the consent agenda, the approval of the minutes, and resolution number R96-14.
This resolution appoints Diane Hart to serve on the Tree Committee, fulfilling an unexpired term that will expire on March 1st, 2017.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second?
Call the roll.
Commissioner Martin,
Aye.
Commissioner Terry,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson.
Aye.
Okay. Into old business. Ordinance number 12-14. This will be the third reading.
Law Director Stacy Wall will present this.
Thank you. We've been here now for 3 readings, and this is an administrative matter where all of the ordinances you have passed in the previous year are codified. The changes are reviewed by the Clerk of Commission and myself, and those will be, once approved, in the book for your supplements.
Any comments? Audience?
I move to adopt ordinance number 12-14.
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Martin,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Commissioner Terry,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson.
Aye.
Okay, we're into new business. Resolution number R97-14.
A resolution authorizing a purchase order to Miami County, Ohio for the purchase of road salt for the street department.
Public Works Director Doug Harder will present the staff report.
This is our annual request to purchase road salt. We gave you quite a packet. As you can see, there is a short saltage again this year. We requested 3,000 tons in our bid, but we were awarded 1,370. The price of salt did quite more than double from last year, which we kind of figured at. Usually what happens after you have a rough winter. All of our salt this year will be delivered to Miami County. That's the way the salt companies bid it out, that they will deliver it to the county, then it will be dispersed from there. So we need this resolution passed so that we can go ahead and try to get our salt ordered and get it in. And hopefully we have a light, mild winter.
Can you explain a little bit the effect of having less salt to begin with, how this will affect how we apply the salt and the effect on our citizens this winter?
Well, we'll sit down and we'll come up with a policy that we want to do for this year, and we'll release it to the media so the public can see it. But we'll with a smaller salt supply, we'll concentrate more on our mains and our collector streets, and then our secondary streets will either lightly be salted or not salted at all. But our plan is right now, we pre-treat with salt brine, which we plan on doing that. We're going to buy another brine distributor for one of our new flatbed trucks. We'll also use that after a snow event to help melt the snow. So, I don't want people to think that they're not going to get any treatment, because we are going to do our best to get their streets cleaned. We will definitely plow them, but with salt being in a low abundance, yes, we will concentrate just on mains and collectors with the salt.
Okay.
Doug, did we pick up the salt at the county last year?
No, this will be the first time that we've ever had to do this.
Okay, now how are they going to arrange that loading? We're going to go get it as needed by the truck full, or keep our bin full?
When they deliver my 1,300 tons, I'm going to get it all
Okay.
and put it in my bin.
Will they deliver it to us?
No, they're going to deliver it to the county.
Okay, then we
And
pick
then
it
we'll
up.
have to send our trucks down and get loaded and bring it back up here.
That's another cost that's not figured in on it, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay. Anybody from the audience like to make a comment on this? I could use a motion.
Move to adopt resolution R-94-14.
97-14?
Oh, sorry.
I'll second the 97-14.
Clean off my glasses.
Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson,
Aye.
Commissioner Terry,
Aye.
Commissioner Martin.
Aye.
Motion passed. Resolution passed, I'm sorry. Resolution number R-98-14.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to contract with the Miami County Public Defender Commission.
Law Director Stacy Wall will present.
Thank you. Every year, we contract with the Miami County Public Defender's Office to represent all of the defendants who qualify on any Piqua case. There's the Miami County Public Defender's Office serves all of the municipalities within the county. This contract has not increased in price for several years now, and I would recommend approval.
Anybody have anything to add or comment?
I move we approve resolution R-98-14.
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Vogt,
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson,
Aye.
Commissioner Terry,
Aye.
Commissioner Martin.
Aye.
Resolution is passed. Resolution number R-99-14.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a lease agreement to permit the usage of a portion of Lock 9 Park and Linear Park to Main Street, Piqua.
City Planner Chris Schmeezing will present the staff report.
Thank you. As indicated, this item, if authorized, would allow the city manager to enter into a lease agreement with Main Street Piqua for an event that is to be located at Lock 9 Park that relates to really celebrating the river corridor. The concept for the event is to heighten awareness in the community about the recreational trail and water trail amenities that we have in downtown Piqua, and to attract folks into the downtown to take advantage of the many amenities that we have there. This is one more tremendous opportunity for us to be able to get folks into the downtown area near the riverfront and see the opportunities that we have in terms of the riverfront redevelopment and what a terrific asset that we have there. I would invite Dr. Brookhart to speak to the specifics of the event if you have any particular questions that you'd like to have answered or any additional information you're looking for. Dr. Brookhart has been in the lead on organizing this event in collaboration with Main Street Piqua.
Dr. Burkhart, you want to fill us in?
Please.
The idea really was for it to be a fun event, celebrating the river, kind of dovetailing on the success of the Rock Piqua concert, and host a beer and food event. Have several of the local food vendors have agreed to participate and have a canoe float before that. So I thought could be kind of fun, raise a little money, raise some awareness, and have a good time down by the river.
Do you have people already signed up?
Well, we have probably 20 tickets pre-sold. I didn't want to presume anything by selling tickets before we got approval from the commission. So we have probably 20 people lined up. We have the food vendors lined up. We have some posters set to go, just pending approval from the commissioners.
What is the date for this now?
October 4th.
October 4th.
October 4th is Saturday. From 4 to 7 will be the event. The canoe float will be a little earlier than that, 3 to 5.
Okay.
Part of the reason to take the 4th was we knew that Ohio State had an away game that day.
Oh, that's good. Good idea.
Good planning.
How many tickets are you going to sell?
We're going to limit to 100.
100 tickets. And they're going to be $50 each?
Yes.
Okay. And that's going to include the beer and the food and the canoe ride?
Yeah. Oh, and music.
Oh, and music.
And music. Yes.
Okay.
So 15 craft beers, all American beers, 3 4-ounce pour. So not a lot, but plenty of food and plenty of drink.
Okay, now, this is funds are going to be used for what?
The idea was to provide counters, automatic counters for the bike trail.
Okay.
Kind of
okay, I remember
dovetailing.
that now, yeah.
Dovetailing the river and the bike trail. In fact, I mean, Lock 9 sits right at the river and the bike trail. And I think Chris has an idea about what kind of counters could be used, but they would distinguish between a biker, a walker, runner, and even a pet, so that you can document what kind of use you're getting on the bike trail.
Where would these counters, do you have any idea where you plan on putting these counters?
The details on the counters would still have to be ironed out, but in general, they would probably be located in close vicinity to where we had individuals who performed counts for us over the past 6 years and 3-year intervals when we did the counts in collaboration with the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission. So rather than have individuals having to sit out there for a full day counting dogs and bikers and walkers and runners, we would have automated counters that would be able to count those statistics all year round continuously. So that would give us good data whenever we go to apply for grants related to trail maintenance or other activities.
Okay, all right.
So those counters would work all the time?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty nifty the way they're designed now. They really can be embedded into a 6x6 post to where you don't even realize that it's there.
The
So you're
solar
collecting-
charged?
Pardon me?
They charged by the sun, or you had to put batteries in them?
It's a small enough device. It's battery operated. There's a lot of different systems out there. Some are battery operated, others are not, but for the most part, they're battery operated.
Now, on the event, I know you're a beer connoisseur, and isn't it true you're going to have some pairings of certain beers with certain foods that will show how a beer can complement a particular type of food?
Yeah, that's a great point. One of the ideas was to match beer with the food. So, for example, we'll have 3 India Pale Ales that will match with Buffalo Wings and Rings Thai Chili Chicken, American Pale Ales to match with Beppa Uno Pizza, 3 Oktoberfest beers to go with 311 Sausage, 3 Belgian-style beers to go with Mulligan's Frites and Mayonnaise. Actually, in Belgium, that's the traditional way to have fries, frites. And then Winans has agreed to provide chocolates with the stouts. So we matched the beer with the food. So it's
Then
a
will you
beer-food
also-
pairing.
Will you also explain, I know you explained this to me before, but I can't keep up with you sometimes, on the variety of beers and what makes a stout or a pale ale and all those particular things?
Gosh,
Do we get
you're
in-
throwing all these softball questions to me. This is great.
No,
you,
I'm-
really you want me to tell you now?
Go ahead with the
Yeah.
pie.
Yeah, because I'm coming, I want to know what I'm getting into. Yeah.
All right. So
Get the pie out.
this is so much fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, an IPA, an India Pale Ale, is a British style beer. When Britain ruled the world and they colonized India, they wanted beer to get to India. Well, to get it to India, it had to go around the southern tip of Africa, and by the time it did that, it would be bad. And back in that time, beer was safer than drinking water. Water was not very good. The quality of water was bad. So one guy, George Hogston, figured out that if you added more hops to your beer, it acted as a preservative. And as it crossed the equator the second time, it created a second fermentation. So an India Pale Ale refers to a British-style beer that was meant to be consumed in India. Because it has more hops, it's going to be more bitter. And the American hops are even more bitter than the British hops. You might get some grapefruit kind of flavors with those, pine aroma with IPA. Not everybody likes those. The stouts would be more like a Guinness, real dark, but not necessarily high in alcohol. I think it's a misnomer that the darker beer are heavier beers. Guinness actually, as a stout, is one of the lighter beers on the market, probably around 4.5% alcohol, and might be 120 calories. So a stout, the Guinness style stout, much less in alcohol than some of the other higher end beers.
There's a lot more to beer than you would think without knowing it, so, and I'm sure you know a lot more than that, so you can fill us in at the Lock 9, I hope.
I know a little, but there's a lot of people who know way more than me, way more.
Well, I know it gives me a headache.
Well, it depends on how much you have, I think.
When we're going to limit it, it's not going to be like you're going to have people staggering around being drunk. They'll have 15 tastes. It'll end up being probably 3.5 to 4 beers altogether over the course of about a 3 to 4 hour night. There'll be designated driver tickets available too. So if people just want to come down for the food and the music and the canoe ride, they could do that.
And what kind of music will it be?
Jimmy Phelps has agreed to play.
Oh,
Okay.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
like him.
He said that's the weekend of his anniversary, so he was a little reluctant. But he said, you know, for you, I'll do it.
He's going to ask for a taste.
And his music goes well with all those beers, from
Yeah.
what I remember, yeah, so it'll be fine.
And as an aside, the library is going to have an event on October 17th, an Oktoberfest event. Craig and Nancy Mullenbrock have been to Oktoberfest in Germany, and they're going to talk about their experience. Don Smith is going to have some food, and they're going to have 2 traditional Oktoberfest beers there for that. That's the 17th. That's a Saturday.
I think it's Friday.
No,
isn't it?
Friday. You're right. Friday. It's a Friday night because it's football night.
Right.
Football night.
Thank you for the information. Very good.
Thank you for your time. Any other questions I might be able to answer for you?
I think so.
Do we have
I'm pretty
anybody
excited.
else-
It's gonna be a lot of
anybody else
fun.
Have anything to say?
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I move we adopt resolution R-99-14.
Second?
Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Wilson,
Aye.
Commissioner Terry,
Aye.
Commissioner Martin,
Aye.
Commissioner Vogt.
Aye. That brings us to the public comment portion of the meeting. Anybody in the audience have anything to say? Mr. Fashner?
Russ Fashner, 801 Forest Avenue here in Piqua. Lifelong resident of Piqua, and I'm going to try and top what he's going to do in October this weekend. Downtown shut down, if the public doesn't know that, 6-block area. Piqua Bike Fest is rolling into town. Beer gardens in the canal, up through the quads to Main Street. Jägermeister's pulling their mobile stage in, setting up on High Street, which is in the area of where the blue mailbox sets. Is the easiest landmark for me to tell people. It's been there for years. There's a committee of 9 that's been working on this for almost a year now. Not quite a year, along with some other, 9 voting members on the committee, and there's 4 others on the committee. Been to the city building the last month that I probably should be sitting over here at this table as a city staff, I think, though, as much as I've talked to city staff back and forth. There's some things still finalizing here with the police chief, the law director, street department. It's just, I'm the city guy and been talking to everybody. Want to invite the public down, come down, have fun. Security's hired. The police department's got their security down there. This isn't one big rowdy thing downtown. We've got, I think it's 18 food vendors, 40 other vendors. The event's downtown. Govers has festivities out their way. The stunt show's out at Govers. The schedule's been finalized. It's on the web, piquabikefest.com website, Facebook. We raffled a motorcycle off this year to help raise money for this event. 500, let me think about this. Yeah, 500 tickets, $100 a ticket, $50,000. Is the math right? My head's spinning all the
Yep.
stuff I've been doing. We've bought the motorcycle. That motorcycle's given away, drawn Friday night. I think the schedule says 7:30, 7:45. So somebody's a lucky winner of a brand new bike. That was our seed money to fund the restrooms, the insurance, security, and just the list goes on. First year event, we all knew there was stuff to do, but there's more than a lot of us knew. We're trying parking lots, getting those labeled for downtown merchants. There's just a lot of stuff that some ideas from city staff and just bouncing back and forth. I'm on the city committee and dealt with the city. I very much appreciate the city staff and all the staff I've talked to. And there's a couple, 2 in the room that I've talked to probably the most. Some of the other staff isn't here tonight. That's my specific on the Bike Fest committee. I don't know if the commissioners have any questions or anything else that I could tell the citizens of what's going on that I could field. If any commissioners have a question, I'll try and answer it.
Well, I have a question. I was at the restaurant eating breakfast, and somebody said you have all the sickle tickets sold. Is that true?
Every one of the tickets sold.
Very good,
That's-
very good.
We couldn't believe it. They've been, and then there's people who have come up and said, "Hey, I'll get that $100 to you," and I had to tell them, said, they're gone. So I mean, we couldn't believe they've been gone maybe 3 weeks now that they've been
Very
gone,
good,
sold
very
out.
good.
So
Good.
it,
That's
so
going to be a
there's
nice event. I hope
there's
it goes well
dollars
for you
spent
guys.
more than you think. So the streets, it's Friday and Saturday, not Saturday, Sunday to tell for the public.
Okay.
There was an article in the Spirit newsletter, if the audiences haven't picked up and read their Spirit newsletter, that talks about what's going on. But other than that, I don't know, is there any other questions?
Isn't there live entertainment almost the whole time?
Yeah, the downtown, and again, because the schedule and all the musicians wasn't mine, it's enough on my plate, but
They're going to be there.
Tony Rio is the headline act. I would compare him to the gentleman in Covington that's an up-and-coming star, that he's got a recording contract. I want to say he's in the Akron area. He's on Friday night. Higgins and Madewell's on before him, and that's a local group I know that plays at Z's. And who did we just say, Jimmy? Who's?
Jimmy Founts.
He's up there playing. There's Ladders from Dayton is up Saturday before Jasmine Kane. She's another, like the gentleman in Covington, that's an up-and-coming star that played at Rock Piqua. She played Sturgis this year, and at Sturgis she told everybody, said she'd be in Piqua on the 20th. So in fact, the Jaeger stage we've got that's coming in was in Sturgis, and that was a very big blessing to the committee. That was almost a $10,000 savings to us compared to what it was going to cost to rent a stage. So that was part of that seed money for the motorcycle that, we've got $10,000 back to do something with, and more security and all that. So just, but live music, as Mr. Martin said, I think starts at 3 on Friday, and maybe 11 on Saturday. Again, the schedule's on Facebook. I'm hoping the food vendors can get set up, and the health department can get those inspected downtown, that they're up and running maybe by noon for the downtown merchants for food, the city staff to go downtown for food for something different than what's normally a typical Friday for them. And I'll take credit now. I think I'm in charge of the weather. It's supposed to be perfect.
Yes.
Rain not till Sunday. Let's hope that does hold off. Perfect temperature. But other than that, I know there's 9 of us that have been working at it that we're looking forward to Sunday.
You know, you're going to recreate the picture that was like a panoramic
And I
picture
should have
that was
brought
taken in front
If I
of.
was thinking, I should have had that here
Hams.
to be on the screen.
Yeah.
That's 11 o'clock on Saturday.
So if somebody has a bike, or do you have these people already lined up?
There's the first official picture that'll be taken at 11 that has got people lined up for that picture. And after that, there'll be a series of pictures taken. There's going to be some staging done out at the mall on the west side at the back, and then they're going to come in through Shawnee with a gentleman as a lead rider to keep the group together and filter them in as the day proceeds and however many pictures are taken. And then when that's done, that section of Main Street will be opened back up Saturday as it gets to be dusk and dark and they can't take pictures. But the other Friday, Saturday shutdown is a 2-day deal, and streets are open back up Sunday morning.
So if you haven't made arrangements already to get in this picture, you can't just bring your bike down and
At 11, no.
say, here I am.
The only thing that we're looking for possibly there is, and again, because that's not my end of the committee, I'm not sure
Okay.
on Jim on what all he's doing there on Gover's, and I'd tell you to call Jim Gover out at the store if there'd be a vintage bike, the older bikes, that I think he still might be looking for some of the older bikes to be in the picture. And then we've got the vintage bike show downtown on Saturday in front of the plaza, trying to show the plaza off. So and I guess that's food vendors are up through Market Street and High Street there at the plaza, into the Fifth Third lot there, through the canal. down Main Street from Nobby's back to the Mulligan's Pub end, and then the end from the AAA quad to Main Street right now is still open to fill in vendors of some overflow if we get overflow yet. Derek, that's our promotional partner, has been to many different events in the last month and picked up people here and there. And in fact, I think there was 4 people on Friday. I had a guy call me yesterday, sent his way. So, but it's a growing, and but there's some paperwork that they've got to get in and approved for the city and to meet requirements to do it. But it's we're hoping to invite everybody down.
Good.
So other than that,
But the music stage will be near the AAA building in that area, correct?
it's on High Street.
Right.
If you were leaving the canal and mailing a letter,
Right there.
you'd be touching the stage.
Right.
I get, and it's facing up High Street
Right.
to the west.
And then along Main Street, there'll be food and merchandise
Food.
booth, is that right?
Food and merchandise, because I'm not doing the total layout there. I know right there in front of 311, I think is 2 food vendors, but there's other food vendors. I know Pence, that's a local here in town, is set up in the canal. Dobos is in the canal. Mulligan's Pub's got a spot, and I don't know for sure the placing on where Mulligan, if he was I think he was in the canal too. So and then up High Street, there's they're just again, that's not my department, so I haven't dealt with it much. But there's biker closets here in town. That's the used biker clothing selling, leather vendors. I know there's a motorcycle seat vendor. I think I remember coming through the agenda. So gobs and gobs. So we're hoping.
And all the current stores will still be open while this
Yeah,
is going
it's-
on, correct?
I had I shouldn't say the Bike Fest committee had a meeting with Lorna and the downtown merchants on Friday morning, and they're excited. They can't wait. I mean, I've run into other people in town that they're looking forward to it. So, and I guess the other thing to say is the event, the schedule of the event and the singing is the last acts, I think 9 to 11. It'll come 11 o'clock when the fizz down time comes, and it's done till the next day.
Sounds like you had a lot of work to do in the last year, and best wishes, Russ.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope.
I
It's
hope
not just
everything
me.
works out for you.
Let's hope. So
Good deal.
I appreciate it. The only other thing, in between, I've been so busy with Bike Fest and haven't been to meetings, that maybe for the general public, and I know since Mr. Smeezing's here and he talked about bicycles, you might explain to the public why the 25A got marked the way it got marked. Just that I'm sure you guys have been taking some, what the heck did you do to 25A? And I'm understanding what's going on there, but I think there's other people that aren't.
You know, you drive on it once, you understand it.
Yeah. Well, I guess the way I'm thinking is to tell them why we did it, as Chris was saying, to try and get more accredited and show we've got trails that go places and not just a bike path is all. So, but I'm not the one that knows the lingo on all that. But like I said, once you drive it. So, and I'm sure Doug will keep it sold for the bicycles this winter, right? So, but other than that, I appreciate your time and invite the citizens out.
Thanks, Russ. Anything else? Okay, that brings us to the city manager's report.
It'll be short and sweet since our city manager, Mr. Huff, is attending the International City and County Managers Association conference in Charlotte this week. So we're anticipating his return at the end of the week. The only thing really that I have to add is, along with Commissioner Wilson, I believe we both took pies to the face.
Yes, big pies.
Demonstrating our lack of knowledge, anyway, on some very difficult trivia questions.
Yes.
As a part of a segment for TV5 called Kids Corner. And it just illustrates the real asset that we have in TV5, having that located in our community, and the programming that they do, not only to broadcast government functions, but involvement in the city and in our youth and the educational programming that they provide. So it was a fun event, and the pie tasted good. So I
What
think
kind of pie was it?
it was whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
Oh, okay.
We had the choice between whipped cream and shaving and cream, and that wasn't a hard choice at all.
Well, it's going to be between whipped cream and whipped cream, okay.
No, shaving cream, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, commissioners comment. Joe?
Well, we had two good presentations on some big events coming up. First, the bike rally. It is this weekend. It's going to be a lot of good music. But I think one thing we need to be aware of, you don't have to ride a bicycle to go. You don't have to know really anything about motorbikes. It's going to be a family-oriented event. It's going to be there's going to be security there, so no one's going to act up, and if they do, they'll be taken care of. So, but it's not anticipated. So, if you want to have fun, check it out. The weather's going to be great. Get some food, listen to music, and see what all the booths are, and to see what this is all about, because this is a new event for Piqua. So, I hope it's. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But again, it's a family event, and so take your family down and check it out. Also, on the beer event, you didn't mention the name of the event, which I thought was pretty clever. Which down the river and down a beer. And it kind of takes care of everything you need to know. But I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and it will be at Lock 9. Tickets at Main Street, Piqua. And if there is a weather issue, it will be moved, I believe, to Edison State, an indoor area. So you don't have to worry about the weather on this, but hopefully it'll hold off. And but I think we need to support events like these two events, because with all the things that are going on downtown, and there's a lot of work and planning, we need to be sure that we go and check it out. And I think once we're there, we'll have a lot of fun. So I would encourage everyone to go to both events. And that's all I have.
Hey, Joe. Judy?
I've just been getting a lot of telephone calls and being stopped at the grocery store and on the street and wherever about the bike path on 25A. And it's proven to be very unpopular, and we haven't even traveled it yet. I don't understand it. I don't understand the reason for it. I know that we're encouraging bicycle riding, but having driven that road for a long, long time going to work, I don't think bicycles belong on that road. And we're parallel to the bike path anyway, and I thought we were trying to promote our bike path and the fact that it does connect, to Troy and so forth. And I think it's going to be a dangerous situation, and I would like to see us rethink it a little bit. And that's all I have.
John?
Everybody make it out to Bike Fest. Have a good time. I've heard a lot that there's nothing that goes on in Piqua. We now have the Rock Piqua concerts. We have Bike Fest. We have, can't remember what, Down a River, Down a Beer in October. Make sure you go to that also. There's a lot of things to do in Piqua. You just have to get out and do them. And that's all I got.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn. Okay. Boy, I hope this Bike Fest becomes an annual event. I would like to see it here again next year, the Bike Fest. I don't know, Russ, if you could have that much spare time again. But it takes a lot of work, but after your first time, lessons learned. Hopefully it's successful and we can do it again, because I remember years ago we used to have the Underwear Festival, and that was always a good time.
It was.
And we lost our knitting mills and everything else, and evidently we haven't got any more underwear, so we're not going. We don't have that festival anymore. And Main Street and the rock concerts at the park and all that, and down a beer and down the trail or whatever is something that's coming up. It sounds fun to me. You gonna have any designated paddlers for the canoes?
There'll be experienced paddlers in the back for people who are novices.
Okay.
Pal and Great Miami River Adventures, Chris Jackson and Jeff Lang have agreed to be experienced canoeists.
Okay. Now, I have a thing here. If you watched Channel 7 News, the 11th in the evening, Ruth Kuhn and myself had a little piece on there about Friends of the Piqua Parks doing a monument for Bill Pitzenbarger. And we're seeking some funds for that. Bill was what I would say best of the best. I knew him for years, and he naturally lost his life in Vietnam. I lived next door to his parents. This is a long time coming, and it's a worthwhile project. And Friends of the Piqua Parks are accepting donations. If you could, they're all tax deductible, and mail them to Post Office Box 270, addressed to Friends of the Piqua Parks. We'd sure appreciate it. You know, we got 22,000 people in this town. If everybody would give us $3, we'd have our money. It's going to cost us $95,000 to put that monument up and redress the entrance to Pitzenbarger Park on Clark and McKinley, and it's going to be beautiful. So we could use your help. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you. I could use a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 We're done.